Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video. As you all know, I'm an attacker and I like to give you guys tutorials that are about scoring and things like that. However, I get a lot of questions on defending, so today we're going to do a defensive tutorial and starting off with the jab tackle. Alright, so the big question is, what is a jab tackle? Obviously, when defending, there are several different ways in which you can tackle the ball off a defender or block or whatever. However, the jab tackle is a specific technique which you can use when you have your stick in one hand and you're trying to just poke away the ball. So the actual word jab or stab, whichever way you want to see it, is the extension of the arm and where you're actually trying to touch the ball and take it away from the defender or let it go over the sideline with the edge of the stick and you're extending your arm. All right, so the next question is, when would you use a jab tackle? In what situation? Well, the advantage of using a jab tackle is that because you're extending your arm, you're keeping a nice distance from the opponent. If you get too close to the opponent can turn into the body or try and put the ball on your foot. And the advantage of being at a distance from the defender is that you're not vulnerable when it comes to getting the ball on the foot. And from here, you can actually reach out and surprise attackers by jabbing the ball off the stick. So, for example, if you're in your own D and you're on the back line, on the baseline, and you don't want to get the ball on your foot to concede a PC, you can try and jab the ball from a distance and, for example, get the ball to go over the back line and have a long corner instead. All right, so if we go through the basics, how do we jab tackle? Well, the first thing is, how do you hold your stick? Usually, even though the jab tackle is a single-handed movement, you have your stick in both hands and you pretty much have your left hand at the top of the stick. And at the moment that the attacker is coming into the D, for example, then what you can do is you can have your stick in both hands. At the last moment, you can turn this hand like that. And that's a moment where you can choose your timing. And from here, try and jab the ball off the attacker's stick. All right, so once we have our hands in the right position and we have the technique correct, the footwork becomes really important. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to jab the ball and park ourselves like this with our feet sideways, because then you're going to be really vulnerable getting the ball on your own foot. So what we want to do is we want to keep a safe distance and we want to place our feet behind each other with a forward motion so that we can step forward and we can step back. We can step forward and we can step back so that when you decide to go for the jab, your feet are not like this, but your feet are in front of each other so you can move back straight away in case he tries to dodge you on the inside. So if you have 3 balls, you can practice. For example, you step in, boom, step back again, jab, and here again, jab. All right, so one extra thing you need to take care of when you're doing the jab tackle is when you, for example, you miss the jab and you step back. So we spoke about having your hands like this, having the stick in both hands, and when you jab, you let go of the right and you jab and you're stepping forward with your feet in one line, not like this. But when you step back, that's when you don't want to get the ball on your foot. So you want to get your right hand on the stick again and you want to step back and try and protect your feet at the same time. And then after that, you can try and go for it again, and then maybe you'll succeed. But every time you step back, make sure you protect your feet. So another exercise you can do to practice the jab and the footwork is place yourself in a circle of balls and then try and just jab all the balls one by one and try and step back. And remember, what you're doing is you're leading with your left foot because you're going to jab out. You're going to step out with your left foot. So every time you step back, try and guard your left foot with your stick. It looks like this. All right guys, I hope you liked that video and you thought it was useful. If you have any questions about the jab tackle or about defending in general or whatever, try and send me a message or leave a comment here below Don't forget to subscribe, and see you guys next week for a new video. Bye bye.